Hello all my beautiful sisters from those other misters, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing my inventory video. So this is where I sit down and I show you my spreadsheets that basically contain all of the numbers of the products that I own in my beauty stash. I am going to try to stop calling it a collection because I don't want to collect anything. It's just the things that I have an excess of that I'm trying to work through, whether that be use it up, declutter it, minimize, shrink the whole collection into something much more manageable. So I started tracking my inventory at the end of 2019. Basically, I went through everything beauty related that I owned. I wrote down the product name, I put it in a relevant category, and if I had multiples, then I made note of that. I put all of those numbers into spreadsheets, and ever since then I have been updating it at the end of each year. To give myself a little bit of a refresher, I went back and watched my inventory video from last year, and as soon as I started watching that video, the memories came flooding back. I spent a long time working on that inventory. It was probably all up about 12 hours and it was bad. It was really bad, and I had promised myself this year I would start working on it earlier. I had planned on starting to work on it in October. The stars did not align. I was not able to do that. When it came to actually tracking my inventory this year and taking things off my list that I had finished up or I decluttered and all that jazz, I will say that was easier. But also this year there were certain categories where I was a little less thorough, specifically eyeshadow palettes and lip products, because I just feel like those categories for me are so overwhelming and I have very negative feelings towards them. So I didn't put too much effort into that. I just took things off my list that I knew I decluttered, and I was like, good enough is good enough. While watching that video, I was also reminded that I'd set myself a goal that I promptly forgot about, which was a 1 in, 2 out kind of goal. So if I bought a product into my life, let's say I purchased a mascara, I had to either have finished up or gotten rid of 2 mascaras to justify that purchase, and I completely forgot about it, which is okay because ultimately at the end of the day I still made really good progress with minimizing what I have, but next year I'm going to do a low buy, and I have set that as one of my rules, so please hold me to that if you keep track of that series next year. Enough waffling, let's get into my numbers. I'm going to scooch over. No, it's going to be easier for me if I scooch over here. We'll do it this side. I'm going to start with skincare. Now you'll see some of these rows are highlighted yellow and green. If it's yellow, it just means that I want to try to focus on minimizing this sort of category in 2023. And if it's green, it means I don't own anything in that category anymore. And also, if you are noticing any discrepancies with numbers not adding up, if I know some people like to sit there and do the maths, yeah, that's gonna happen because I have too much stuff, and it's keeping an inventory like this that is absolutely spot on perfect is really difficult. And sometimes something will end up on my decluttered list that came in this year, and I didn't write it on my inventory originally, so the numbers just won't, sometimes they don't meet up. What I can tell you is that my numbers that I started the year out with and the numbers that I'm currently finishing with are correct. You'll also see to the right of these tables that there are columns marked PR, gifted and purchased. Those represent where the new products for 2022 came from. So if there's 4 new products and it says 4 in purchase, I bought all of those things, and that's my damn fault. Or if there's 4 and it says 1 in PR and 3 are gifted, then you know 1 item came from PR and 3 items were gifted to me from an outside source. So let's go through it. Makeup remover, I'm kind of okay with this category. When I'm talking about makeup remover, I'm talking about this type of product, a like liquid makeup remover or makeup remover wipes. I actually really don't use these products very often. They're mostly used for removing swatches when I am filming a video or something like that. I had 2 come in. They were both PR. One of them was a pack of makeup wipes from Fourth Ray, and another one was the Quick Flick makeup remover. I will slowly get through them. The makeup wipes are fairly easy to go through. The, you know, liquid makeup removers take more time. Ultimately, I really only need 1 of this type of product, and I would probably just have it be Bioderma, to be honest, because occasionally I will use this to remove my makeup if I'm having like a really lazy evening, but it's not common. Oil cleanser, that's what I usually use to remove my makeup, so I'll use an oil or a balm. I definitely have way more of these than I need. I keep buying the pharmacy holiday trio packs. I bought one last year, I bought one this year. I have quite a few of their larger tubs as well, and I want to be able to like crack into them in 2023, but also I've been trying to finish up my non-pharmacy cleansing balms and oils, so that's been a bit of a slow process. Cleansers I'm actually very happy with. This one was interesting to me because as far as I was aware, up until like, you know, maybe a week ago, I had opened all of my face washes. And they were all currently in use, but it turns out I did have I think 1 or 2 that was unopened. I had one come in PR just not too long ago, so my numbers was higher than I thought it was, but I feel like I'm okay with cleansers organically. I go through a lot of them, so I'm not really worried about having 12 in my stash. Some of the ones that I do have currently in my stash are almost done as well, so I'm not too worried about that. Face scrubs, I really don't have too many of them, and I don't use them all that often. I mostly use acidic toners these days, so that's all good. When we look at toners, I have 3. I'm pretty sure only 1 of them is, or maybe 2 of them are acidic toners though, so this is still a category that I want to work on, even though I don't have too many there. I just want to make sure that I'm kind of getting that to the place where I want it to be. And then if we go into acids, I don't have too many there. I will most likely, you know, whittle down that collection of products organically throughout the year just by using them. Serums I'm also okay with. I do have a high amount that it looks like I finished there this year, 7 of them. But what I have started doing, and I've been doing it for years to be fair, I will use a serum on my face, and if I don't love it on my face, I will then use it on my body. I go through it really quickly. It's not being wasted. My body's getting like a little boost of, you know, luxury compared to just using a standard like body lotion, which they're really not that great. So that's a way that I've been getting through them, and I will continue to do that in 2023. Facial oils, this is definitely a problem area for me because I don't really use them that much. At the moment, I am using a facial oil, but it's a retinol night oil. When I finish that, there is a good possibility that I will start to use an oil alongside like a standard cream type retinol product. So, you know, I'm just going to see how I go with that. Moisturizers, I have too many of these. It's really important to me to get, am I saying that right? I think so. It's important to me to get through more of these in 2023. And if we look at day moisturizers and night moisturizers, day moisturizers I've written down that I have none, but that's not true. And night moisturizers I've got down that I've got 2 left. also not true, because in my standard moisturizer category there are things that can be used as either day or night, but I did have categories for things that were designed specifically just for day and just for night. I think moving forward I will remove both the day and night category as my moisturizer collection gets smaller. No, we're not calling it a collection. As my moisturizer overflow gets smaller, it will be much easier for me to just mentally know how many day creams and how many night creams I have, or how many moisturizers I have in general that work for both of those steps. Eye creams, really want to work on this in 2023. Same as lips. Now lips are my lip balms. I have a lot. I decluttered a lot this year, so that was great. And I did finish up quite a few. So I know I go through a lot, but I still have way too many there. Really want to focus on it. Spot treatments and SPFs, I'm totally fine with what I have there. It's I decluttered a lot from spot treatments. They were mostly just like the little pimple patches that had expired, and you know, that's fine. Sheet masks, face masks, eye masks, and miscellaneous masks. All areas that I want to work on. So sheet masks, I'm feeling pretty good about. I'm making good progress each year. I don't think I made as good progress this year as I did last year. It's okay, it's fine. Sometimes you do good, sometimes you don't. Face masks, I have two. Now, when I'm talking about face masks in this category, I'm talking about wash-off masks, wipe-off masks. I don't like wash-off masks. It just irritates me. I don't like going to the basin and washing my face to then put a mask on and then having to go and wash it off again. Wipe off masks I don't mind so much. I have two of them. One of them I know I like, one I haven't tried yet. I want to finish the one that I know I like, and I want to try out and potentially finish the one that I haven't tried yet in 2023. Eye masks, I have a lot of them. I also want to get through them. At the moment, I've been using eye masks so frequently. I was going to say almost every day, and it has been almost every day for like the last week, but I don't want to give the impression that, you know, for a month I've been using eye masks for almost like every day. No, that's not the case. I'm slowly getting better with it. I have one of those tubs that has like all of the individual masks inside, the hydrogel ones, so I'm going through them, but those tubs take quite a long time to use, and I have a few of those tubs, so I definitely want to focus on that area. And miscellaneous masks, they're like line masks, like spot treatment masks for the face. I want to go through those as well in 2023. So when we look at the skincare category, I started the year off with 300 products. I'm ending with 194. I finished up 63 products. I decluttered 73 products, and I had 26 new products come in 2022. Moving into the body category. So body wash is something I really want to focus on in 2023. I won't be buying any bloody body wash. I haven't bought body wash in ages. I got plenty of it. Body scrubs, I look at this category, I think 7 is too many, but also I used up 4 in 2022, so I'm expecting that category to organically shrink, which is great. Body oils and body moisturizers, both areas I really want to work on as well. Body SPF, I don't really care too much about this category. I buy them, I use them, I throw them out at the end of the season if they're still full, because I don't carry them over to the next year, and then as the new season starts I buy more. I don't really track this too closely. I probably will just end up taking that category out for like future years, because why track it? Hand wash, also not a problematic area for me. I basically buy one, I have it by my basin, I finish it up, I buy a new one. I think I will also remove this category because I feel like it's been under control for quite some time. Hand creams, I really gotta sort this out. I should have used more, but I didn't. So there's that. Feet. Okay, so I don't usually keep too many feet products around at the moment. All I have is 2 like foot peeling masks. I used to always keep like specialty moisturizers for my feet because I have eczema. However, in recent years, I found my eczema has not been all that bad, and I mostly just use like graveyard products on them. So serums that I don't want to use on my face, moisturizers I don't want to use on my face, I will just use those on my feet, and I go through things fairly quickly that way. Tanning products are only gradual tanners. I otherwise don't use tanning products. This is also a category that I feel is very under control. I think hopefully I'll be able to go through the 2 that I have in 2023 and potentially stop tracking this category as well. Miscellaneous products, these were just like, you know, random body things. I had like, you know, Vaseline and just, I don't know, I can't even remember some of the other crap, but I got rid of all of it. I was like, no, sorry, I'm moving and I'm not carrying this weight with me. I think I will also get rid of that category because I don't want miscellaneous body shit. Fragrances, candles, and candle minis. So I would say my fragrance collection definitely didn't shrink as much as I would have liked it to this year. All by my own fault. I bought too many fragrances. Same as like fragrance samples, but we'll get to them. Candles. Dude, I used up 10 full-size candles this year, and I've got one burning now, which will 100% be done before I move to Western Australia, and I'm thinking I can probably get through maybe like one more large candle or some of my mini candles. So these categories, I still want to keep working on them, but I'm really looking forward to being able to buy new candles in 2023. And I think what I'm going to do is just start exploring different brands, because, you know, Glass House no longer make candles that I enjoy, and that means I can now start buying from, you know, indie companies or other established candle companies, and I can explore different types. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really proud of the progress that I have made in 2022. So my numbers for the body category, I started the year with 151 products. I finished 37 and decluttered 23. I bought 19 new products into my stash, and I'm leaving the year with 110 body product. Let's move into hair. I would say that I have enough products here to last me minimum 2 years, and I need to like work on every category. Shampoo and conditioner I haven't highlighted because like I will just organically go through them. It's fine. Treatment, leave-in, and styling are going to be my focus areas this year. And dry shampoo, also, it's one of those things, like, I just use it when I need it. I don't use it all the time. I prefer to wash my hair, but also, when you need it, you need it. So I just, whatever, I'll finish it up when I finish it up. I did manage to get through 3 of them this year, which is pretty good. So, you know, the category shrunk, and I haven't bought dry shampoo in years, and I don't plan on it. Something else I want to mention about like shampoo and conditioner, when we get to looking at my sample spreadsheet, you'll see that like my shampoo and conditioner numbers are fairly high, I think, in that area. I have like deluxe minis of a whole bunch of Davines shampoo, conditioner, hair masks, stuff like that. So even if I was to somehow magically go through all 8 of my shampoo and conditioners that I have, in like 8 shampoos, 8 conditioners, I still have those as like backups. And also, I'll just reach down here and I'll show you, like, one of my shampoo and conditioner are these big 1 liter bottles from Davines. So, you know, I'm so set for shampoo and conditioner. I will leave some with Mum when I move, so, you know, that will help to shrink that category for me. But yeah, I'm totally good for hair products. I started the year with 120. I finished 32. I decluttered only 4, but I bought 4 new products into my stash, and I'm leaving 2022 with 88 hair products. Let's get into the big one, makeup. So will I go through every category? I probably will, let's face it. Primer. I'm totally cool with how many primers I have. I hope to, get through what I have in 2023. Eye primers, again, I'm happy with what I've got, but I look forward to working through some of them. Foundation, I really want to focus on concealer, powder, and face mists. These are some categories that, I desperately want to minimize even more in 2023. It's, very easy to just go through and throw everything out, but also I don't like to do that because I don't then want to be like, oh, I don't have enough and I'm going to go buy some because I'm having a bad day or I'm having a bad week or whatever. I know me, I know my habits, I know my weaknesses. It's better for me to just minimize it mindfully and slowly and make better progress without going backwards. Blush, bronzer, and highlight. Also face palettes, so like colored face palettes. These are also areas that I do want to work on in 2023. But I'm not going to aim at panning any of them. I'm just going to use them organically, because I feel like if I do that, there's going to be a really good chance that I, get tired of using a blush and I'm like, okay, I'm over this blush. I'm going to be able to declutter it. I've used it for ages. I'm kind of bored of it. Like, let's move on to something else. And if I can do that, then that's great. But I find when I'm panning these types of products, I get frustrated that I'm not making as much progress as I wish I was. I'm also frustrated that I'm not using the other products in my stash. And I think this year I'm going to take a little bit of a different, or in 2023, I'm going to take a bit of a different approach to it and just see how I go using things organically. Brow color and brow setting products, I'm okay with those. Brow colors, I used up 5 in 2022 and I've got 10. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to go through at least half of them in the coming year. Brow setting products, I'm also totally okay with how many I have there. Mascaras and mascara minis, these are both categories I still want to continue working on. I did put in some effort to, test some out in 2022. I decluttered a whole bunch, which was fantastic, but I only ended up finishing one. It was a mini. It was one of the Hourglass Caution Extreme Lash mascaras, which is one of my favorites, so I'm not surprised that's the only one that I finished. Colored mascaras, this category is going, so I decluttered most of what I had. I finished one, I used it until it was too dry. I currently have 3 in my project pan. When I wrap up my project pan at the end of the year, I'm decluttering them and that category can go completely. I just don't, look, I like the idea of colored mascara, but I want to wear it like 2 or 3 times a year. It's a waste product for me. It's not worth spending the money on. When we look at pen liners, gel liners, whether they be black or colored or whatever, I have quite a few. I would definitely say my colored pencil liners is like the worst area, followed by colored liquid liners. I would like to play more with these in 2023, just organically, not try to pan them, just allow myself to play with what I have and decide what I want to keep and what I want to get rid of that way. My colored pencil liners kind of got blown out this year because I received the Kaleidos Multichrome pencil liners in PR, and I'm not upset about that. They're awesome and beautiful, but it definitely did blow out my numbers. Single eyeshadows is one of those categories that's similar to my eyeshadow palettes and my lip products, where when I was tracking it to complete my tables and get ready to film this video, I took a good enough approach to it. Now, I did go through all of my single eyeshadows this year and I tested them out in a video series, and I decluttered a whole bunch, but I did not go through and then like write down each individual shade and all of that jazz. I took some off my list. Maybe in 2023 I will go through the palettes of individual shadows that I did keep, and I might then, you know, put them somewhere in my inventory, but for now I'm not even gonna worry about it. Pigments is another pain point for me. I have a lot of them. In 2023 I want to I've got these, I don't know where they are. I've got these little old like pro makeup palettes that have these tiny little pans in them, and I have like, I dug one out and cleaned it out, and I'm gonna see if I can press some of my pigments in those palettes and see how that goes for me. Like, play around with it, see if I'm actually going to, you know, use them. Maybe this will help me to kind of focus on this area of my collection and whittle it down a little bit. The problem with my pigments is the ones that I own are all kind of like, in my eyes, they're kind of special. Like, they're multi-chrome, duochrome, sparkly, special, pretty, all that jazz, and you guys know how much I love that, so I found it very difficult to sort of declutter it over the years. So next year I'm going to try to, you know, take at least some sort of approach at dealing with them. So that's my plan there. Liquids and cream shadows, I decluttered a whole bunch. I am going to try to use what I have and minimize even more. Glitters, I really don't bother with this category. I have 30, or I started with 30, I still have 30. Glitter's one of those things, I don't use it often, but when I need it straight away. I don't want to be buying it. I'm not really into that attitude of, you know, get rid of it, and if you need it in the future you can buy it again, especially not with something that doesn't expire. It's like, it's plastic. It's better sitting in my collection until the end of days than it is fucking ending up in landfill. Palettes. This is always an interesting one to look at. I started the year with 142. I decluttered 70, which is great, but I had 8 new ones come into my life. I nearly halved my collection this year, but not quite, unfortunately. I'm leaving the year with 86 palettes. Might be off a little bit. Like I mentioned, I didn't put in my like single eyeshadow palettes into this list, or single eyeshadow palettes, the ones that I ended up sort of curating myself after going through that project. They didn't end up on this list, so, you know, the numbers might be a little bit off, but whatevs. The rest is lip products, and I really want to focus on this category next year as well. I am going to do a lip project in 2023, and some of you might be like, why? Some of you will know that lip projects and eyeshadow projects are the hardest for me to do for so many reasons. And I guess trying to do them like over and over and over again and expecting different results each time is probably a mark of insanity, but that is actually how I feel about like these areas of my collection. I think my big issue with these sort of categories is like just the sheer amount of waste, like the waste of money, the waste of product. It bothers me. I feel a lot of guilt around that, but also, you know, it's done now, so whatever. But I am going to attempt a lip project next year, so, you know, good vibes, wish me luck, we'll see how we go. Looking at my total numbers, I started 2022 with 975 makeup products. I finished 30, which is pathetic. I decluttered 341, 65 new products came in to my stash, and I'm leaving 2022 with 687 makeup items. Finally, we have my samples. Now, when I watched back my inventory video from last year, I was talking about not traveling, not being able to travel, and wouldn't you know, that was simply not the case for me this year. I did a lot of traveling interstate, and I got through, I don't know, I think a decent chunk of samples. I'm not going to go through all of these categories individually. You know, I'll leave the spreadsheet up there. You can totally pause the video if you want to go through it and have a closer look. But I started the year with 307 samples. I finished 108. I did put some into my project pan at like the start of the year, and then the last half of the year I was traveling a lot, so I was just using them up even more organically. I decluttered 51, 42 new ones came into my stash, and I'm leaving the year with 195. So I'm pretty happy with how I went there. I will say, you'll see like in the purchase column that there's a whole bunch. The 17 fragrances I did purchase. One of them was a discovery set for Goldfields and Banks, and one of them was a discovery set for Floral Street. And the Floral Street one, I think it came out of an advent calendar, or potentially it was like a gift with purchase, or it was something related to that. So where it says like samples purchased, some of them I did legitimately pay money for, like the Goldfields and Banks one, but some of them were also gift with purchases or out of advent calendars. I still count them as like purchased. I suppose the gift with purchases ones I could start putting into the gifted category. That might be, you know, fair. But yeah, there's still a lot of samples there. I do still want to, you know, focus on keeping this stash of products under control and minimizing the categories where I have a lot of them. So moisturizers, last year I really wanted to focus on moisturizers. I had 63 and I finished up 34. So that was awesome. I finished up more than half of what I had. I decluttered 12, but I had 9 new ones come in. Apparently it's a category where it's just like, here, have a moisturizer. But I only have 26. I still have 26 of them, so it's still like an area where I want to, you know, use some up. I don't need 26 moisturizer samples, but there's still, like, I went through them and there's still a lot of things that I would like to try. Fragrances, definitely got to do something about those fragrance samples. I might even, I'm going to include fragrances in my project pan in 2023, and maybe for like the first quarter I might do just fragrance samples and see how many of my 47 that I can finish up. That might be like a cool way to tackle those, because otherwise what I do with them is I throw them in my handbag and I just sort of use them randomly here and there. And I, don't get me wrong, I love having fragrance samples in my bag. Sometimes my friends are like, oh my god, I forgot to put on perfume. I'm like, here, I have 4 in my bag, choose one. So that's great, and I don't want to stop doing that, but I don't need 47 of them. I would like to, you know, use them and enjoy them. I did set myself a goal last year of ending 2022 with less than 1,500 products total in my stash. So let's take a look at how I did. I started off the year with a total of 1,853 beauty products. I finished 270, which is pretty good, but you'll be able to see majority samples. It's not like a huge win. I decluttered 495 products. Makeup mostly. Really happy with that. My makeup stash is like the hardest for me to deal with. So I'm really pleased that that was like the main decrease in my life. I had 156 new products come in, which was nearly 100 less products from last year, which was awesome. And I'm leaving the year with 1,274 products. I'll try to squeeze in the tables of like my overall numbers from previous years on the screen here, so you can have a look. Since I set myself a goal of decluttering like, you know, a bit over 300 products last year, I'm going to do the same for that this year. And I'm going to say, you know, hopefully by the end of 2023, I have no more than 900 products. I think that's achievable and realistic. This year, decluttering so much of my makeup not only helped me to achieve my goal of like less than 1,500 products, but like smash it out of the park. So I think I just need to like keep working on that. Now, I don't want to do what I did this year and go through all of my products and test them out again and see if I want to keep and declutter stuff. Like, I've already done that. I'm mostly happy with my collection. Most of the categories I'm happy with, and now I just want to use them and also not add to them. And if I am adding to them, I want to do it mindfully. And that's going to lead into doing my no buy next year, which I'll introduce that at the end of January. I'm going to combine like, was that haul worth it, and my low buy updates together. That way I can hopefully kind of keep everything in perspective with, you know, past purchasing and current purchasing. So that's it for my 2022 inventory and comparing it to my 2021 inventory and even past years. I will put up some side-by-sides of my tables comparing last year's table to this year's table, so if you guys want to like pause and have a little look at that, you can. I know some of you in previous years have mentioned that you were going to start doing your own beauty inventory because you were inspired by these videos. If you did do that, let me know how you're going with it. For me personally, this is always a big undertaking. Like, it's a huge job. It was a massive job when I started it, and it's a big job every year to maintain it, and it's not ever perfect. Nothing, you know, until I have like, you know, 1 or 2 products from each category, it's never going to be perfect or really easy to maintain. But it has been so good for helping me to sort of see what I have at a glance rather than trying to like dig through drawers and all that stuff. I've got it all down on paper and I can see how my numbers change each year, and that gives me such a sense of achievement. Like, what I'm doing is working. It's just been a slow and steady race, essentially. I also just want to say a big thank you for being here with me this year, or if you found me this year, hello, welcome. I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, a safe and happy holiday season and New Year. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I at least hope you get to have a break. I will catch you all on New Year's Eve with my Project Pan finale for 2022, and then I will catch you again in the new year for my Project Pan intro. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.